Anchor Church, welcome to this week's edition of Going Deeper. This has just been such a fun series to dig into as we've been talking about being anchored and looking at observations of what an anchored life looks like. I know I say this every week, if you watch Going Deeper every week, but some of you, this is your first time watching, so I'll say it again. Going Deeper is a short video, hopefully less than 5 minutes, which helps you take Sunday's content and make it really applicable to your life. Ideally, you don't just listen to this or watch this by yourself, but you dialogue with somebody else. We grow best when we grow together. So who can you grow together with as you dialogue this content? I got a couple questions for you. This week, we talked about Mark chapter 10, where Jesus heals a blind man named Bartimaeus. We pulled 6 different observations out of there. There was also some subpoints that were really valuable, but an incredible story out of Mark chapter 10. We kind of opened up with, I told a story about Danny, my wife, spilling some ginger dressing when she worked at the Mustard Seed, 5 gallons of it. So my first question to you, lighthearted, icebreaker, get the conversation going, is there a time in your work experience where you lost or you broke or you damaged something? When in your work experience have you made a mistake that cost the business? Just share a story like that. And then getting into some more serious conversation. We talked about how Bartimaeus, when he sees Jesus, he cries out to him, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And how when we are anchored, when we recognize the gospel of Jesus, that what we cry out for is not resources and provision, but is mercy. A kindness that is given towards someone who has offended you. And it is crying out for mercy. And we just contemplated the idea of, do I recognize my need for mercy, or does my faith in Jesus, does my religious behavior make me feel entitled to God's favor? So here's the question. I want you to be honest. In my prayer life, do I seek mercy more than I seek provision? What is it that we seek more? And we need to be a people who recognize how much mercy I need shown to me. And my faith is not an entitlement for God's favor, but my faith reveals to me again and again how much I need His mercy. Number 3, we talked about how there was these followers of Jesus that were overlooking Bartimaeus because he was blind, that he was kind of an outsider. He was second class. He was easy to judge. My question to you, is there a way that you are following Jesus that is overlooking others who need Him? They're followers of Jesus, but they pushed Him aside, say, no, be quiet. We want Jesus for ourselves. Meaning that it's possible to follow Jesus in such a way that it's overlooking those who need Him the most. Who is easy for you to overlook? And are you following Jesus in a way that is preventing them from meeting Jesus? And number 4, we talked about how when Bartimaeus came to Jesus, he says, I want to see. I am blind and I can't fix this and I need you to help me see. He didn't hide his condition. So the question I want to ask you is, do you have a condition that you feel like you need to cover up? And I want to challenge you to come to Jesus this week and say, here's my brokenness, here's my insufficiency, here's my addiction, here's my anxiety, here's my pain, whatever it is, and say, Jesus, this is where I'm at and I need you. The final question is, how are you this week going to put your anchors down? That's the terminology we use for engaging in the presence of God, drawing near to Jesus. That we live out an anchored life, not when we put our effort towards this, but when we put our energy towards engaging with the presence of God, when we exchange time and passion and energy with our Jesus, that we then live out an anchored life. So how are you this week going to be anchored? I love you, Anchor Church. This has been an amazing series. So excited to be with you again next Sunday, but be anchored to Jesus this week.